than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll take a walking place. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA studio, all you have to do is go to Everette Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout y'all later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go to YouTube right now. Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. And you can also go to FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We promise on this fun Friday, we'll shout you out. All right, Mr. E, it's the weekend. Can you believe it?
It's the weekend and I just got paid. It's now time to go to the club and have, I got the wrong.
Reverend E, you don't go to the club no more, do you?
It's Fun Friday. It's Fun Friday.
I don't know, man. Seeing one of those, what are those things they fly in the air? And drone and see if you out there party. Mr. E, guess what we have on today?
That's what do you have on today?
We have the current job list.
Current job list?
Sure do.
You ready for the current job list?
Yes.
If you need a job, listen to us. We tell you every Friday that if you need a job, not every Friday, but every time we get the current job list, if you get a job, write it down. Don't just write it down. Go out there and get you a job. We'll let you know that United Postal Service is hiring, that Federal Express is hiring, the airports are hiring for baggage claim and luggage centers down there. They're doing a little hiring.
Yes.
Home Depot, the Harry Teeter's, Lowe's, all of them got special programs for.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
All that stuff going on. Are you sure?
I am sure that if you need a job, go to those places. And guess what? They got a program for those who say they've been incarcerated and, and they can't find a job. But let me tell you, you can get a job.
Okay, well, we're ready.
Suffolk Public Library is looking for, and it closes March the 10th, a library associate, Egerton, looking for a maintenance technician, and the Norfolk Botanical Gardens is looking for a garden guide, a gift shop sales associate, a Holocaustist 1, a housekeeping technician, parking crew spring edition, youth educator number 2, a school outreach presentator, facilitator facilitator at the Norfolk Public. That's another job.
All
Library.
right. Yeah, the school outreach presenter. Yeah, facilitator, Norfolk Public
Yeah,
Library.
facilitator.
Okay, so we need also at the Catholic Charities of Eastern Virginia, adoption specialist, case manager. Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast, they need a summer camp position, positions that are available. Also, Heritage Museum and Gardens marketing manager needed.
Waitland Watch, Catch the King coordinator at the Waitland Watch is looking for a Catch the King contractor, coordinator. Chotway Credit Union, $18 to $24 an hour, looking for a foundation support specialist.
Yes, United Way of Southampton Roads, they need major gifts officer. Encircle, they need a bilingual clinician for long-term foster care. Newport News, LCSW, LPC, and Newport News, they need a lead clinician. Who we have? We have Clinicians Children's Service, Richmond, Virginia, and we have Serve the City, needs a development coordinator.
Heritage Humane Society, look for a humane educator and an event coordinator, and Christian Broadcasting Network. They're looking for remote contact center representative, full and part-time, and a bilingual remote contact center representative at the Christian Network.
All right, Director of Development needed at HRCAP, also a senior accountant. Eggleston, they need a Director Support Professional. Heartside Day Services, the salary is $17.68 an hour. They'd also need one at Howland House, salary $17.68, the same thing. Anna House, PRN, at the Direct Support Professional organization, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. salary $17.68. At the Stanford Court, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. the same amount, $17.68. That's a direct support professional needed, along with community employment specialists. The salary is $46,582 annually. Salary at the Beacon House Floater, which is needed, is $20.94 an hour. Service coordinators, the salary is $19.60. Early childhood assistant floater at the Hampton Roads Action Program. Listen to the salary, $24,430 to $26,000, plus $1,500 sign on bonus.
Hope for Suffolk. Look for farm manager. And the Catholic Charity of Eastern Virginia is looking for a representative payee case manager.
All right, the Children's Center, they need a pre-K teacher, service coordinator, center-based coordinator, executive director, connect with a wish.
Hope House is looking for a part-time director support professional, a direct support full and part-time professional.
All right, we have the Up Center, $60,000 a year and up. They need a major gifts manager. Virginia Living Museum, they need an animal keeper, maintenance technician, science educator, animal programs, grant writer, and research part-time. A Virginia fundraising consultant.
And I want to say congratulations to the Norfolk Botanical Garden. They also is number 3 in the country to go and find a great park to visit now. So they're number 3. So we want to say congratulations to them.
Absolutely.
And another thing, if you want to have breakfast with the animals, you can go to the Lafayette Zoo, Norfolk City Park early in the morning, and you can have breakfast with the animals.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
That's, a lot of people love their animals now, and they love looking at nature and things that they haven't seen before. I know when the kids go out there to the zoo and stuff, they're just like, oh, wow, this is something new and beautiful. So if you are a nature lover, love animals, hey, why not? You heard of bed and breakfast and all that kind of stuff. And here's animals and breakfast, something different. I haven't heard of that.
That's right.
But that's very nice for those who love to do those things.
That's right. That's wonderful to those who love to go and have breakfast with the animal.
Okay, Mr. E, this is FYI Radio Show's Friday, Fun Friday segment. What's in your closet? And guess what just popped out?
What's that?
Women's History Month.
That's right. And do they make these up every month? Has that been in the calendar for years?
What's that?
Women's History Month.
Oh, we're gonna find out right now, bro. Mr. E, as long as we've covered Women's History Month, you just think it just popped up today?
But they said as recently as 1970, women's history was virtually as unknown topic in the K-12 curriculum or in the general public concessionists. To address the situation, to educate task force of the Sumar Country, California, commissioners of the status of women initiated a Women History Week celebrated for the 1978.
Absolutely. So Women's History Month, although it feels like it's fairly new, it's been around for a minute. Women have been celebrated and highlighted. And
now they got a History Month. I wonder if they're going to have a Man History Month.
Well, it's up to you all. Anything you want, you got to go out there and get your blessing. You all got to go and highlight yourself. Don't
That's
wait
right.
for the women to do it.
That's
we didn't
right.
wait for you all to do it, Miss E.
The week of March 8th, International Women's Day, was chosen as a focal point of observation. The local Women History Week. Local History Women Week activities met with enthusiasm, response, and dozens of schools planned special programs for the Women History Week.
Absolutely.
Over 100 community women participated by doing special presentations in classrooms throughout the country, and an annual Real Women essay contest drew hundreds of entries. The final for the week was a celebratory parade and programs held in the center of downtown Santa Rose, California.
Yeah, Santa Rosa, California.
Santa Rosa,
Absolutely.
California.
A lot going on. Mobilizing a moment in 1979, Molly Murphy McGregor, a member of the group, was invited to participate in the Women's History Institute at Sarah Lawrence College, which was chaired by noted historian Gerda Lemire and attended by the national leaders of organizations for women and girls. When the participants learned about the success of the Sonoma County's Women's History Week celebration, they decided to initiate similar celebrations within their own organization, communities, and school districts. They also agreed to spread an effort to secure a national Women's History Week. I'm loving it. Let's see what you think. Women are celebrating this month. I've seen it all over the thing. You know, Mr. E, why not celebrate with you? You're not a hater, are you? Look, men, like I said, you all go out there and get your on.
That's right. I'm not a hater.
You a hater.
It's been established since 1970. This event, this National History Women Month has been established since 1970. So I'm saying congratulations. But every time we turn around, something always pop up.
We're always doing something. We are involved in so many things. The National Women's History Month, by 1986, 14 states had already declared March as Women's History Month. This monumentum and state-by-state action was used as the rationale to lobby Congress to declare the entire month of March 1987 as National Women's History Month. In 1987, Congress declared March as National Women's History Month. In perpetuity. A special presidential proclamation is issued every year, which honors the extraordinary achievement of American.
Well, President's message in 1998, President Jimmy Carter gave a message for March the 2nd through the 8th in 1980 as the National History Week. I said
Yeah.
month. It's a week. All you get is a week,
We do the
but
month.
it's a month.
It's a month.
For the first settler who came from our shore, for the first American Indian family who befriended them, men and women had worked together to build this nation. Too often, the women were unsung, and sometimes their contribution went unnoticed. But the achievement, leadership, courage, strength, and love of a woman who built America was a vital as that of the men whose names are known as well.
Y'all may be known.
That's Jimmy Carter's speech.
Jimmy Carter, yes, he was definitely instrumental in moving that movement, and a lot of people made contributions toward it. A lot of women involved, and just highlighting this month highlights women in science. They highlight women literacy, and so on and so forth. All
That's
right.
right. They highlight them, and after they highlight them, they give women an opportunity to go forth. You know, some of the names of the women are in the urge to go into the library and, and celebrate. I urge libraries, schools, and community organizations to focus on their observance on the leaders who struggle for equality opportunities, equal quality. Susan B. Anthony, Sojourner Truth, Lucy Stone, Loretta Moat, Elizabeth Stanton, Harriet Tubman, and Alice Paul.
Okay, understanding the true history of our country will help us to comprehend the need for full equality under the law for all people. It is something that we've got to fight to have equal rights and things like that. And a lot of times, Mr. E, these organizations have to come about because, sometimes people are not treated fair and equal, and they are not access to things because somebody feels as though they don't deserve it, or they haven't worked hard enough for it, or there's not room enough for you. But it's room enough for all of us to have success in our country. And so for that reason, people say, wait a minute now. First of all, you cannot keep me from being successful. Opportunities here for everyone. And so, we've got to organize and get together and say, look, this is our rights. We want this, and that. And we're going to get it by the means that we have. So we honor the vital role of women and how they have played a shaping so many things in our state's history, from the groundbreaking research of female scientists to the inspired creativity of female artists and the courageous efforts of women in suffrage movements who fought for voting rights. That's another thing. Can you imagine women not having the right to vote at one time?
That's right. Women didn't have the right to vote. So now they got equal rights, and just like they say, they've made them rights for women and just as well as the brotherhood.
Absolutely. So again, Women's History Month is something that we're going to be covering this month. And it started again as a local movement by teachers in California to celebrate Women's History Month. And we thank goodness for people, men like President Jimmy Carter. He officially recognized National Women's History Week, as we said earlier. And in 1987, Congress passed Public Law 100-9, establishing March as Women's History Month. If you all didn't know it, there's some tea for you right there.
That's education, because now everybody can go to the history. We had Black History last month, so we got Women History Month coming up, and pretty soon there's going to be another history in there.
Where is that?
That's going to be my History Month.
Oh, so that means you are you're doing great things.
I'm going to be doing great things. I want to say good morning to one of our great friends I haven't seen in a long time, Miss Sheila Robbins. Good morning to you. And thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
So we are so glad to celebrate women, and we'll cover a lot of things that women have done, their contributions in science, in history, all kinds of things, medicine, you name it. We talked about earlier, Mr. You mentioned Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
She's her influence and just so many, Ada Lovelace and Rosalind Franklin, women back in the day who really made history way back when, fighting for rights. And it's wonderful. We got a lot of different ladies that we'll highlight. Both they're both African American, both Caucasian. Women of all kind of ethnic groups, ethnicity, and it's gonna be really a wonderful month to be able to show and tell. Let you know, hey, these are people that really are making an impact in our lives. Among all women,
That's right.
women,
That's right.
make that contribution. I don't care if you are in, in the news, not in the news. You got a woman out here doing something, making history in some kind of way, making an impact on that community as well.
All women are making great history because they're mommy, they're wives, they're in the community, they're teachers, they're lawyers. They're doing a wonderful job with the community by teaching and helping us to rise above.
Absolutely. So we'll highlight those that have changed the world, have taken their time to fight for the right of people and establish things for us as women. These things not only affect women, but it affects families, children, children. It affects men. It affects the world. The things that women fight for and the great things that they've done.
Ms. Hinton, but when we're talking while we're talking about the women, what happened to the Me Too movement?
The Me Too movement is out there. I hope they're not ducking and dodging. But I think sometimes, Mr. E, when the media covers, a movement, you figure, that's the only time they're out there, or when there's, something going on, or just like we just went through our election, you figure that they're out there strong. But when the cameras go away, and the news is not concentrating on that, they're concentrating on other things, and you figure they've disappeared. But the Me Too movement, I assure you, is still out there, and they're still fighting. But and we've talked about this just recently. We talked about the Me Too movement, but we also talked about African American women, where they are after the election and stuff like that. Now, I can say from what I have heard from women and what's been in the news, that African American women have sat back and said, listen, you all out there going to fight the cause, because we were here with you, and we were, trying to encourage you to fight for those leaders that had your best interest in mind. I know, Mr. E, you are interested in us covering not only where the Me Too movement is, but how they think now. Are they still fighting for that cause? They're making the history. The Me Too movement has made history in bringing so many things in this generation to a halt, or have pushed forward. And so, Mr. E, you mentioned, covering the Me Too movement, where they are. Are they still strong? Are they still beating up men?
Are they still man bashing?
But I don't know if it's called man bashing, but I tell you what, they have brought a lot of stuff to the forefront when it comes to abuse and harassment and things like that. And people that and men that have abused women in a system, and groups of women with trafficking and all kind of things. The Me Too movement was there to say, look, not here. So they're here, Missy. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover that as we talk about women's history, find out, this movement that is making history, how much they are flourishing behind the cameras.
And that's what is needed. We need to bring all that to the forefront, because when we looked around, the Me Too movement was mighty strong until the election time. And then I thought they were just like I Dream of Jeannie. They disappeared.
I tell you what, man, or anybody else, y'all try. Don't try them now. You're gonna stir up.
You know,
You're gonna stir something up.
because I was just concerned because there were so many folks talking about the election just passed by,
Yeah.
and I don't mean to be going back on it, but I really, because thousands and thousands
Yes.
and thousands of women came far and near from out of state, in state, round state to participate in that movement. But I wonder, after seeing all of those women in that movement participate, how many went to the polls and voted for
Against
the
their
right
own-
person?
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna find out, why, as strong as the message was,
Yeah.
that certain people were going to take away certain women's rights. We found out that maybe that didn't matter. Maybe that wasn't the priority. Maybe people felt like the economy or something else was more important, and they felt like the powers that be that are there now are the ones that was going to change it. But I don't know. I think that's a good topic, Mr. E, in finding out where that movement is and why women chose to go against that.
Right,
You
right.
know.
There's a lot of movements going on around the city. And after things have been through the mill and been through this, they kind of quieting down. You don't hear them too much anymore. Is the cause over with? Have they got the results that they was looking for? Have they changed mindset, or were they out there for publicity? Were they out there just to get their name for themselves? So that's a concern for me, and I really wants to know, because there's several organizations, Miss Hinton, that are out there that's doing a lot of things at a certain time, and then they disappear. Were they out there trying to get a name?
I think, like I was saying earlier, Mr. E, when the cameras go away from the particular movement, or they don't feel like covering it as much, you may think they have disappeared. But I assure you that they are out there. But my thing is, Mr. E, not just women being out there on the picket line or whatever. But what about the cause? Like you said, the cause for women's rights.
Right.
I know women will always fight, and I'm sure they are fighting. But is it not a 911? Is it not an emergency for women to really, really make sure they get help for not just medical help, but help for all kind of issues, jobs, and all kind of rights? That thing should be out there. But like I said, it may quiet down because of the media, but I assure you they are out here.
Because that's a major concern that folks need to really look for. At a certain time, at a certain day, everybody was out there protesting. Not only just the Me Too movement, but there's other organizations, Ms. Hinton, that was out there. That was out there working extra hard. That was out there protesting. That was out there raising a whole lot of stank. There were a whole lot of organizations out there. But soon as the camera shut down, what happened to those organizations?
Well, some people say that about the Black Lives Matter.
Well, what happened to them?
But they're there. They're just not getting all the publicity by the mainstream. Now look at what the mainstream is concentrating on. They went from really pushing women's rights. Now it's all about Donald Trump, his cabinet, Elon Musk. It's all about that now, and
everybody should be out there.
What you call it is focusing on it. So, what the women are going to come up with as we celebrate this month, what they're going to highlight, because they are. I can say that the media will cover, what's happening in this month and what kind of activities they're going to be engaged in, and how you can, get involved. I'm sure all of that is out there. We're covering it. FYI Radio Show. We're going to be covering History Month, women that are instrumental, past and present. Because I tell you what, we are embarking on women in this generation they got the loudest voices.
That's right.
They are making an impact, and they are changing things. They're going to make history.
That's right.
And so we'll be highlighting those things.
And they really letting everybody know we're here to stay.
Yes.
But my thing was I just want them to continue to raise havoc.
And we will.
That's right. I want everybody that has a movement to continue to raise havoc, to continue to lift your voice up, because the fight is not over. We still got young folks coming up. We got young people coming up, and we still want to put an indentation into the movements.
Well, we are all fighting for civil rights. We want everybody to have their civil rights, and so the fight goes on. But we want to thank you all for joining us on this Fun Friday show. We'll cover that and more. Women's History Month will continue. Sports Talk on Monday, Mr. E.
That's right.
Yes.
Sports Talk on Monday. Get ready.
Absolutely. So you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here for Monday for Sports Talk.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. For more information about FYI, you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor or intern, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadioshow@gmail.com, or you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye now.
No sorrow, no, I heard.
Wow, we want to thank you all for joining us today. Ashley, love her kids, joined us on Instagram. I am so glad to see Sheila. We haven't seen her for a couple of days, but thank you for joining us. And all you all that are on there, make sure you say something in the chat. We love to hear from you. We love when you're there and talking with us and communicating. And so we want you to just continue to stay involved. Monday Sports Talk, we'll be back. Monday After Dark show. We had a great After Dark show.
Yeah.
You all make sure you go and check it out on Instagram. You can still find it on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you can get those shows, those replays, and yes, we are going to definitely have a marvelous time with some great upcoming shows. Our Women History Month. Also, let's see, what else? Oh, we're going to continue to do what's under the hat, our current job list, serving that tea. I don't know where my cup is, but somebody took my cup and I don't see. I haven't been down. That's MIA. My cup is MIA.
Your cup will be here.
What? Look, I think what we're gonna do on Monday evening, we're gonna have to serve. We're gonna have to serve that tea on Monday evening because on Fridays our time is cut short, and so we're gonna just take time to just have a good time talking to you all and serving that tea. We hope that you will join us.
You got some tea you want to serve?
Not right now. I'm not gonna serve no tea right now. The cup too late for the cup. So we get ready to go in a minute. But Mr. E, we want folk to follow us on social media. We want people to be a special guest sponsor and intern for FYI Radio Show. We need you. And so Mr. E, you're gonna give that contact information so you can keep in touch with FYI.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you gotta do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. Or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us, Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, and let us know that you would love to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. If you'd like to be in our audience, all you have to do is email us, and we email you back. And when we email you back, we'll let you know that this is a certain date that we want you in our audience and to sit down and be a special guest with us. Okay? All you gotta do is just email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com or give us a call.
I wanted to just make mention of a few people that have passed away that we know. Angie Stone, wonderful singer, uh, just gone too soon. We have Roy Ayers that passed away
Yeah,
just
yeah.
recently, and Roberta Flack. Roberta Flack has
Roberta Flack. Yeah,
gone.
that's right. I just
Yes,
heard that. Yeah.
absolutely.
And not only that, Vicente, we got one more.
Mhm.
The coolest man in show business, Mr. Jerry Butler, has passed away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So, the music industry, have lost some wonderful singers and entertainers. So, yeah, it's so much going on. And like I said, on Monday, hopefully on Monday evening, we get a chance to talk about uh, things that are going on in our world. We're going to serve some tea and just sit back and enjoy. We want you to be involved. We want you to make sure you tune in. Tell your folk to tune in and come and join the conversation. Tell us what you think about what's going on. Of course, we're going to talk about a little bit of politics
That's right. That's right.
and what's going on and everything. Yeah, well, let me serve a little bit of tea. I don't have my cup. Let me pretend I got my cup. Do y'all know that Elon Musk has blown up another
And
SpaceX have gone again and blown up another spaceship?
well, let's put it like this. Let's tell Gail, on Good Morning America.
Gail is supposed to go. Gail, Oprah's best friend, she said she's going up in the.
And they blowing them up.
Well, I put it like this: Elon Musk, like the FAA said, you better come up now. You can't keep sending stuff up there that ain't doing squat. We need to see some progress. Gail, don't you dare go up there until we see some progress.
And that's why it will happen to a lot of things that we're not going to see. But did you see the president speak? I want to serve a little tea before we go. This president's speech the other night.
Yes, I did.
But did you see?
We covered it.
Did you see the MSNBC, the facts fiction, fact check?
Oh, the fact check. Tell us about the
on the fact check. They said everything that he was talking about was a lie.
Well, maybe not everything. Maybe 90%. But they did fact check, and a lot of that was just in the fantasy world. And so, Mr. President, we need you to come up there. We're going to have to get them old school sisters to come after you and give you a patty cake because you sitting up there. We're going to wash your mouth out with soap or something, bro, because we can't have you telling tales. Because we are basing our lives on the things that are being said. We deem some of this stuff true because we figured people are credible and they'll tell the truth. And so we making our moves according to what we hear, and we cannot make moves based on lies. So listen, come up, stop that foolishness, and let's go on and tell the truth about what's going on. We can take it, and we want you to, we want to be able to live on facts of life, not a fantasy world.
How can a 138-year-old man that's dead collect insurance?
Ooh, Social Security.
Social Security.
Somebody get
How's that done?
And we understand, fraud and waste and all that stuff. That's key in balancing our budget and stuff. But we want it to be done right. I can't wait to see the job numbers, Mr. E. And, with all these folks being fired and all this stuff coming
and farmers are upset.
Oh, they are.
The farmers are upset. They upset because the chickens, and they brought another rule into the chicken. All chicken must be tested for measles.
Eek!
And so can you imagine a farmer now has to make a check to make sure that none of his crop, none of those chickens that he have got a disease.
That's good because I don't want no disease from some cow or bird or fowl or something. Maybe y'all check it. Some of these things we may have to just do without. There's other means forms of protein and things like that. So maybe you got to go and find what those things are.
Go vegan.
But anyway, we are so glad to be here again on Fun Friday. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are going to talk with you all on Monday. We want you to have a marvelous, wonderful, wonderful weekend and be blessed.
2 up, 2 down. Thank you so very, very much. Don't forget, if you like to be a sponsor or if you like to be an intern to be on our show, just give us a call at 757-714-7861 or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Happy Friday.